everyone, welcome to my channel. And for the returning viewers, thank you so much for coming back. Today I would like to share a technique called Clean Back Alpha. And this technique is developed by Nothing Addict on Instagram. And many thanks to her because she has allowed me to share this technique in a video tutorial. And she already has a very precise technique guide tutorial on her Instagram account on her highlighted stories. So please also check there, and please check her account because she is extremely creative and makes so many beautiful crafts. So please check her account. Huge shout out for her. And I have had some requests of showing how I made these recently, and as you can see, compared to the other Alpha keychains or bracelets, you can see that the front side and back side, they aren't different or the same, and it should be the same. It's just I didn't do some part very well, so you can see some wiggly part, but if you do it really correctly, it will be look basically identical to the front side. So I was very excited when I saw this technique, and she kindly shared to everyone so I could learn. And so okay, so let's get started. And in order to start with, I would like to give a quick overview of how this technique works. So today I would like to use the pattern 46385 on bracelet book, and I have made these last year, and I used the regular Alpha technique. So the back will be different with the Clean Back Alpha. And so basically the background color, this yellow, will go all the way through. So when you don't knot, when it doesn't come on the surface, it will be included inside so that you don't see on the back side, as usual Alpha. And then for the pink thread, for the cherry, this is the background color I will use, and this is the cherry color. For this one, it will be used to knot the cherry part, and then it will go inside the knot as it is shown here. So a little more than the cherry part, but not everywhere. So the key is, there are a couple of keys. So the first thing is how to feed the pink thread, and then how to make this corner, how the pink thread will go from the vertical way to horizontal way, and how you release so that you can be ready for the next row. So let's start on the actual keychain, and in the next clip I will start knotting. So I would like to show how I attached the threads on the key ring. And this one, I think many of you have already seen it, but I'll just show the last one so that for the people who are not familiar with, they can start also. So you need 16 threads. So I prepared 8 threads, folded them into half. And I'll give you the length later after I show how I do this. So I just made 7, and then in order to attach the last one, so basically you have to do the same thing for the 7. You just fold the thread into half, pass it through, and then you can see, and then you put this one inside here. It's a lark head knot basically, and it is ready to knot. And then I start, initially I was usually using on this side where you can see the knot, and now I prefer this side, so I will knot like this. And the length of these base threads are, it's based on how long the pattern is for these type of keychains. And the one I made, this is about 4 centimeters. And so how I calculate is, so you definitely need 4 centimeters, maybe a little extra, but 4 centimeters, and the part that you will hold on to while you knot. And in fact, when I made this, I didn't know about this, so actually I cut with 4, and then I added the tails, and then I doubled, of course, because you fold them into half, and then I had, the knotting itself was excruciating because I had no place to hold on. So it's important to add the part that you can hold on. And I usually add about 10 to 15 centimeters, depending on how much threads I have. So this one, I used 35 centimeters. So 4 centimeters, and then I added 13.5 centimeters, and or 13 centimeters, then that will make 17 centimeters. So, and then 34 centimeters, so I just added a little extra just to make sure. So this is 35 centimeters folded into half, so this length is 17.5 centimeters. And then for the threads you use to knot, for the base strings, please calculate for the whole pattern. And there are 60 knots on this side, and then 21 knots. So it was 336 knots, and then I calculate 1 knot as 1 centimeters approximately of use of the threads. So I would like to have 4 meters or longer. And this one, it will be a little less, of course, because you don't need for everything. But I would still like to have like 4 meters just to be sure, so that I don't run out in the end. Okay, so first we will do this first row, and then the second row up to this knot. And then I'll use the straight edge technique. So instead of forward here, I will do backward, forward. And then here it will be forward, backward. And then this will be forward, backward, and then backward, backward, all the way. So. Okay, so I knotted up to here, and now we have to include the pink on the next knot. And then what you do is knot together. So basically you just add this thread, and then hold the pink thread with the base strings, and then knot on these two, the same knot, so this time it's backward knot. Then That's how you feed the thread. So now you can see that the pink thread is together with the base strings because we'll be using the pink on the next row. So you have to feed the thread the row before on the knot that you will be using. And now we just did this one. So this is a second row. I will just knot here 4 and then 4, and we'll explain here. Okay, so for this knot, which makes the corner of this pink thread, what we do is first we make the knot on these two, base string and the string that we just included on the row before. That's half a knot. And then we put this pink one, make it, pass it on the right side. Just divide the base string and the string that we will be using. And then we make the second half of the forward knot onto just this one, this base string. And now we'll be making 5 pink knots, but here we will be including the yellow thread inside the knot. So first, with the pink thread, we make half a knot, half of the forward knot. 1, and then pass this yellow here, and then make a knot. So just like flat back alpha technique. And then we actually do the same thing. So the yellow should be placed here. So we continue with the pink. So the one which goes inside, before the knot, you have to place it always above the knots that you will make. And then you make the second pink knot, it's half, and then pass this one through, and then make the second knot. So instead of releasing it on the back side, we include inside every knot. So when you finish, it's like this. So just switch up and then make the third and fourth and fifth knot, just like what I did. Half, pass, switch the place, first knot, place again, put the yellow on the top. This is the last pink knot. Pass. And now we switch to the yellow. Switch back to the yellow. And then, so this one, we make the yellow, and then, so the pink is going inside, so keep this position, and we just make the yellow knot and pass the pink inside. So, yellow, and then pink inside, and then make one. Okay, so the next knot is where you have to make the pink thread go down instead of continuing and make it run through the knot. So here I'll explain. So the knot you make is yellow. So the pink one, just put it aside, rather above, and make a yellow knot. Half. Now, this pink one, we have been doing passing it on the side, on your right side. This one, you put it together with the base string. So you can see there's a curve. And now the second half, knot onto both. And make sure you push up a little bit so that it's lined up well. And now we just made this corner so that the pink one is ready for the fourth row when it comes. Now we just knot the rest. So now I will knot these four, make forward backward knot to start the fourth row, and then knot all the way here. And then we'll show here again. Okay, so we're back to the knot just before we knot with the pink thread. And the pink thread is together with the blue. So it's exactly the same situation as we did here. Now we're on the fourth row on this knot. So what we do is we first knot onto both threads. And then we take out the pink thread on the side, because now we're going to the left. We put it on the left side, and then knot one more time, only on the base string. Then now we make 8 knots, 8 pink knots. So I just divide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and yes, and 3 left. So, and then the yellow thread goes through. So the one you knot you use for knotting. This is the one which is on the side, and the one you include always go above. So the first one, pink. Pass the yellow, the side, and add the pink knot. Then now the position is different. So we put up the yellow again and make the pink knot. Leave the pink here, pass the yellow, make the second half of the knot. Switch the position again, yellow go on the top. And the coming 6 knots are the same, so I just show how I'm doing it. Okay, so I just finished these 8 knots, and now I will release the pink thread to go vertically and not horizontally. So this will be the same as what we did here, but I'll show you one more time. So the first knot will be yellow, and so the one you pass through, or the one you use, should be on the side, and the one you don't use should be on the top, just like we were doing here with the opposite colors. So now I make half of the knot, and then together pulled down. Now we make the second half of the knot with onto these two base string and the thread that we're going to release, so that it will just stay vertically until the next row when we use. And then we just continue. Okay, so some of you may wonder how to find these corners, like how to find these road or way to go. And then I would say, like, for example, here the pink goes this way, and then this next knot is the first possibility that you can go down. And then when this knot back to the background color, and then when you go down, and if it's the same color, this is the corner. But for example, here you go, you look at the next knot, and then you check here, it's pink. That means this is not the right place. You go one more following the arrow, and then you see check below, and if it's the same color, this is the way to go. Is there any other place that can be explained? Yes. So for example, here too, it may look a little different, but it's the same thing. So you go follow the arrow and then go down. It's the same color, so this is the right place. But then you have to not include the pink all the way here until it actually comes to the pink knot. So this will be probably the easiest way to explain, and then by just looking at it, maybe you'll see how it is done. And until you get used to it, I think it's probably better to print out, or on if you can do it on the phone, I think it's fine. For me, it's easier to print out, and then just to write it down first so that you will not miss the place after, because I did it many times. Like I went all the way and like, oh, I forgot. So it's not going to be too harmful. It's just that you will use extra threads. So if I, for example, if I included the pink all the way up to here, and or even here, and then I just used extra thread, but then you can just go down and then continue. It will not hurt. So from here, from the next clip, I will just show in a speed knotting like how I am doing it, so that you can have probably a better picture. One thing I would like to add is that after you include it here, I mean, like to feed the pink on the side, just like I did here. I just finished the third knot, and then I just made a mistake. I make this mistake quite often, but immediately, because it's on the side, I started knotting with the pink. But as you can see, you need one more yellow here. So what you need to do is put the pink one, which is on the side, up, make one more yellow knot, just explaining the fifth row on the left side. Yes, and then so the pink, you can see it's inside here, just to pass it on the side, then make one more, the half of it. So basically the pink thread was included, not vertically but side, but it doesn't of course mean that you will not with that immediately. And I tend to make this mistake a lot, so please be careful. And now we can make 7 pink knots, and I'll continue. Okay, so I knotted up to the row 20, second last row, and I just knotted 4 knots here. And so I just see these threads, 2 threads, the pink and the base string, blue, coming out. And then, so because this is the end of it, I'll just knot onto both. And the pink one, well, of course you can still knot because it's just 1 or 2, actually just 1 more row. So you can knot and make sure that it doesn't come out, or you can just, theoretically you can just take out and then you can cut later. So now I'll just finish knotting the last 2 rows, well, 1.5 row actually. And okay, and it's done. So here it is, and I'll show you the back side. So here it is. As you can see, it's almost the mirror image of the front side, and you can see the difference between the same pattern that I made last year with the regular alpha technique. And here are the front sides. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial, and I also hope it was somewhat helpful for you if you would like to try. So thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you soon.